have any. Then I got a franchise. One of the magazines I saw they were advertising a franchise, and I thought, okay, I'm going to get one of these franchise. But the problem is, guess what the problem is?
Tell me.
No money.
Oi.
No money.
Money talks. Money talks, guys. Money talks.
So there was no money to get the franchise.
But that's interesting. It's like looking through it, like, you know, when we're a child and we look through all these different toys and everything that we want. We see the one that we want, and we're like, Ma, do you know what I mean? Like, where is it? We have a desire for something,
exactly,
but we don't have the means at that moment.
But I had faith.
Okay. Drop it like it's hot.
We went. I think the franchisor was in Manchester. So not that I think it was just a small town outside Manchester. So we drove there, and I said, "Look, I don't have the money, but."
And today we want to hear your journey. Yep, it's one thing to get steps or whichever, but also the great things. There are golden nuggets in the journey, in the wins, in the losses, in the decisions, all these kind of things. So,
exactly.
Can you change the background for me? I mean, we are now in that time of interviewing time. Thank you so much. You're wonderful. Thank you. All right, that's it. We bring it down a bit. That's it. Thank you so much, Dr. Shan. Now, so I mean, just give us an idea. Where did Efe grow up originally? What was your background like?
Well, I grew up like most young people, going to school and everything, but I was not always confident as to what I wanted to become or what I wanted to do. I was very confused. And there was a time where, when I met my then girlfriend, who is my wife, and that was the time that obviously when responsibility started coming in, and it became very, very difficult for us.
Just a quick question: what were your parents like growing up?
Well, my parents were, I will say, I grew up from a middle class, upper class home, and
in the UK or
no, in Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes, I was born in the UK, but I went,
Did they want to tell you off and punish you?
No,
those ones when they take you back home and they leave you for a time.
No,
I'm only joking.
No, with us, it was my parents going back actually to Nigeria. So I went back. Everyone went back to Nigeria, but I came back here to the UK in 1989 to study. Yeah. So.
Were your parents very ambitious people? Were they always push you to excel, or did they doubt your capabilities, or did they always, give you pure positivity?
No, I would say with my parents, they were hardworking, and I think that was where because they were always very hardworking, so we didn't have as much time, at least for me anyway. There was that time of mentoring wasn't there.
Gotcha.
So we had, you end up being with friends, family, helpers, but not with your parents more time than not. So you don't find yourself.
And so would you say that helped? That added to this lack of confidence?
Probably, yes. Yes.
Wow, this is important because sometimes we can think we're doing so much, working tirelessly for our family with good intention to provide and supply their needs, but sometimes the importance of us just being there, being present, being open for them is already like 75% of the job, being accomplished, right?
Exactly. No, that's what it is. When sometimes you're doing, because probably they wanted the best for the kids, but not being there, not checking what what your kids are doing as you should, and just telling off when they go wrong.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's an interesting point, right?
Yes.
It's like, hey, you make a mistake. You haven't taken time to coach me properly, to talk to me, to see what's going on in my head, to prevent challenges, right?
Yes.
But then when you make the mistake, hail, thunder, and lightning comes down.
Exactly.
Missiles from the Navy SEAls.
And
that's an
sometimes
interesting
you
point.
don't even know what you've done wrong.
Yeah. So that's a good one, parents, right? And I think this is something that I learned as well, that we need to let them know what they've done wrong.
Yes.
This is a huge thing. Otherwise, they're like just getting punished and they don't know why. And I remember that happening with me as a child as well.
And it creates fear, That creates fear.
Yeah.
Because you are not sure of what.
Yeah. Gosh, my goodness, look how important parents are, guys. Yeah. Okay, so this was kind of like your upbringing, yeah. I believe many of us from that side of the generation, we kind of grew up with hardworking parents. Loving for them is providing, right? And then you went to study here, right?
Yes.
What was it like in your studies? How were you? Very strong academically, or was you quite normal academically?
I would say I was not very strong. I was more like, I was above average though. Working hard, I will say above average, but not like a genius or anything. But I was above average.
Yeah, and for example, how did you meet your wife? Because you guys were childhood sweethearts, right?
Not necessarily childhood. I met a friend in university who introduced us. So that's how it was.
You see how the situation happens. And those of you who miss out on Wednesdays, we're doing a book analysis on bulletproof dating. And one of the things that we shared is that usually your future partner is usually going to be in your environment or knows someone that you know.
That's the best way, yes, I think. But what he did, he told her that I liked her and told me she liked me. So.
He's a good friend. He's strategic.
Both of us.
Oh my gosh! So that means you went in there with like,
yes,
she likes me, and then she obviously came to you like, oh wow. At least that gets all the apprehension out of the way, isn't it? Okay. And so, what was you very courageous when you approached her? Or?
But that made me courageous because I thought she liked me.
This is a good tactic if you want to hook people up. This should be a love therapy tactic.
So I'm sure she was as well. We were both confident because probably I would not have, because I'm very reserved. I would not have. So that was a good.
Oh wow! But you're initially would you say you're more introverted?
Yes, I'm more introverted. Yes.
Okay, all right,
yes,
okay. Yes. So obviously that helped to break the ice, and then you two started to get to know each other.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. Now let me ask you a question, because obviously I believe I don't know what age you was at that time, but when we're talking about the pursuit of success, I mean, was you looking for certain qualities in your wife at that time, or that wasn't something that came to mind? You just...
Well, I wasn't looking at that time as such for qualities. I was just looking for someone who looked good. But when I met her, I knew she was like wife material. If you know what I mean.
What kind of things did you look for at the time?
I would say there are things that obviously at that time, I've had other girlfriends, and you tend to have a feeling of who is right for you, and who is just not right.
Is that before you came to the help center?
Yes, before.
So guys, look, ladies, the guys who have a screw in their head that is in the right place, they are observing everything, right?
Yes. So maybe about 3 years before, because I came to the help center in 1995. So probably about 1992.
Wow.
Yes, we met.
Wow.
1992, 1993, yeah.
Now, I mean, I'm just to throw this one in here. Oh gosh, hang on a second. We've got some our breakfast show talkers in here. They just let us know. He's speaking so soft. He speaks so soft. Good morning, Selena says the thief of Baghdad. Just want to drop that one in. Okay, I'll check it out. Victoria says I can't hear him well. Okay, all right, let's get a bit closer to the mic. Shad, are you not checking this? Shazad Tyler says, please sir, can you speak a little louder? Okay, we cannot hear anything he's saying. So Shad, please keep an eye on that, please. Thank you. All right. So, okay. I mean, looking at it from now, all right, we're going to go
Yes.
more into the steps for your pursuit of success, but how important was choosing the right person in the grand scheme of things?
I would say choosing the right person was not my making. It was just the mercy of God, because and what happened the year we got married, that was the year I came to the help center. So, and we had problems in our relationship before
Okay.
coming to the help center.
Yes.
So God made what was probably going to go wrong right.
Wow. And maybe
that's the difference.
And maybe if you didn't have those problems, you probably wouldn't have come to the help center. Maybe.
No, I wouldn't have. So what it was at that time I had financial problems in our relationship, and it was very difficult. But I would say the right person, being that she was also willing to. That's very important. I think we were both willing to listen. We had that humble spirit to learn, I would say.
Wow.
So in that, she was the right person. So I wasn't wrong in that
Yeah.
sense of choosing someone who would listen.
So here's a golden nugget right there. Here's a golden nugget. So maybe, obviously we know a lot more. We're getting a lot more stronger food in the environment that we're in now and being part of the universal family. But I think a key one is someone who's able to listen, who's able to hear.
Yes.
That's a huge thing.
Yes.
Because I think that is a make or break, because nobody is perfect.
Exactly.
Nobody's the full package immediately, but being humble to be able to learn, to fix, to be able to work things out, that's it.
Yes.
We can make something great out of anything or nothing.
Exactly. So that's the main characteristic, and that's what I think I saw in her.
Yeah.
Because she was not loud. She was willing to, to listen. She was willing to hear. She wasn't, where we had that sort of character in us, and that made it easier when we came to the help center to learn.
Yes.
And we came at the right time.
Here's a question now, and also feel free to put your questions in there, Breakfast Show faithfuls. Okay. So, were the challenges that you had initially, was it because of the financial challenges, and were the financial challenges, what would you say, or maybe it was just something else, but the financial challenges we had, was it due to lack of financial etiquette or lack of financial choices initially?
Well, it's lack of right choices and having lack of vision, not really having a plan.
Yeah.
I would say.
Ooh,
I
that's a
wasn't
huge
sure.
one.
Yes, I wasn't sure of what I really wanted. I just felt that things would just happen,
Wow, there's a nugget right there. Yeah, it just felt like things would just happen.
Yes.
That's an interesting one.
Yes.
So you're just left things to chance.
Exactly. I left things to chance. I wasn't I didn't have the confidence to pursue success really in the right way. I wanted success, obviously. I wanted good things, but I didn't really know how to go about it, or have the confidence to pursue success.
Wow.
And I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a vision. I was very confused.
Wow. And I can imagine that wouldn't be easy for your wife as well.
No.
Because she's like, right?
Exactly.
That would be a very tough one. But being able to be like, you know what? Okay, let me see what we can do. Where this is happening, but let's see what we can do that can help to change the situation.
Yes.
This is powerful, guys. Are we getting these nuggets? That means it doesn't matter the situation that you're in right now. It doesn't matter what's happening right now. Doesn't have to dictate your future. You're not stuck. Many times we can blame ourselves, and we just blame ourselves, but the solution can be right next to us, but we haven't seen it yet.
Exactly. And now, with hindsight, I really believe that. I do believe that the solution is right next to us. And that's why God is fair. It doesn't matter the background we come from, our status.
Yeah.
Our solution is not far from us. It's within us. Sometimes we're looking everywhere, but it's within us. And that's what I found in the end.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So what we're going to do, guys, digest all these powerful nuggets. So we've got things like being able to listen. All right. The challenge was no vision, no plan at the time, or courage to do what needs to be done. And then obviously you know, that the different things had an effect on love life. But, you know, even with the situation with our family, having no mentor, no guidance, all these different challenges that can occur, guess what? Effie's here to tell his story today. Okay, so that means don't sell yourself short. And if you find yourself just coasting, we need to act and do something. We can react. We can change the situation. So we're going to go for a very quick timeout right now. All right, just for you to digest these golden nuggets that we've received. And he's going to continue his story, all right, on the pursuit of success, guys. These golden nuggets are always free flowing, man. We are enjoying this thing. Seriously. And the way your voice is, I'm like, you know, like even Shadi's like, that's why he's unconscious to the chat. We have something here. It says we have our breakfast talkers. We have Layla Fitzgerald saying we cannot hear anything. Oh, okay, guys. Hopefully we got that sorted out. Godwin says good morning breakfast show. Paulette says morning all. Godwin says were you both already Christian and had that thought of getting together before joining the Universal for the Grace to take over? So, before you came to the help center, you was already Christians.
I would say we're religious. That's what I would say.
There you have it. Yeah, so maybe the label of Christian, but being religious.
Exactly. But before, I would say we were just religious. Then, when we started having challenges, you know, we started searching.
Yes,
that's what I would say.
That's it. And you know the thing about it is that we can be in the right place and still be religious.
Yes,
right.
Yes. That's the danger. Yes.
That's the danger. You can be in a place like you know Universal Church and Help Center and still be religious and still be stuck there like that. But then things had to change, right? So there you go. That's a very good question, Godwin. Thank you for that. Annabelle says, our solution is within us. That was fire. Thanks, Mr. Effie. Well, okay, let's go for a very quick timeout. We'll be right back to hear the rest of Mr. Effie's pursuit of success.
On the road, on the road.
All right, just before the timeout, we was interviewing Mr. Effie here, and he was telling us his story on his pursuit of success. And those of you who are with us, if you can see that he gave us insight on life before coming to the help center, growing up, and now we're at the stage where he's literally met his wife, and actually coming to the help center and they're getting helped. All right. So, what was the next move for both of you?
Okay. Yes, the next move was when we got to the help center. It was mind blowing, you know, when I first came here, and that was in Brixton. I remember
Sorry, I forgot.
In 1995, and look, it was mind blowing, and because I had so many problems at that time, I recently graduated. I was confused on what to do. I started a master's. I stopped. I was doing security work.
Okay.
You know, so very confused. Everything
like a
was
meatball sandwich.
Exactly. Even though I graduated with a 2-1, you know.
But how? I mean, just to touch on that, how important is it for people not to do a course for the sake of doing a course? Right,
that's very important.
Right, because many people miss this. Like I've spoken to people. They say, "Yeah, I'm doing a course in XYZ," and the next question is, "What do you want to do with it?"
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So, listeners, pay attention to this. This is really, really important because this is your life you're building. You can use the time to build something, or use the time to just use time. You know.
So when we got here, it was, as I said, it was mind blowing. It was really revealing. It started working hard to put everything in practice, which was really hard to start living the life that we were taught to obey. And my wife then had the courage to start a business. She started a cleaning business.
I like the way you said courage.
Yes, courage.
It took courage, right?
Yeah, it took courage. Yes.
This is what because many times people can go to all these different seminars and all these kind of things, and they just ingest information, right? Help center or something else they may go to, but at the end of the day, the person has to manifest their own courage to get something done.
Exactly, because we just had a baby, our son. We had a baby. Many things happened that year. And we had a child that year. We got married that year. Then we came to after we married, we had a child, we got married. Then we came to that sequence.
Wow.
Then we came to the help center.
Wow.
So we came with a lot of problems.
Wow. And to have a child in the mix that early is
yes.
Wow.
Yes. So it was tough. It was really tough. But she rolled up her sleeves, starting this cleaning business. Then I joined her. Then it was, we started getting contracts and everything. Then I gave up everything to be on the.
You received the call.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Which was an exciting experience. I learned a lot.
Yes.
That was another. I would say that was a PhD.
Whoa.
That was my PhD.
Yeah.
That was my PhD, because that was really, really good. It was a blessing. It was a blessing and a privilege.
Yes.
I really, really learned a lot. And
so for those of you not aware, when you're in the help center and you have a calling, you know what I mean, to your life has been changed, you're showing good fruits in your character and your behavior, and you have a desire to serve God full time, right? And that's the opportunity that came to you.
Yes.
And what you're saying is that in itself was a PhD, because you was working, serving people.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And obviously we did it with 100% commitment, and really was a blessing.
Yeah.
But again, my life has been, as you can see, the trajectory of my life has been very different. I always say it's really the mercy of God, because I did everything. Sometimes everything has gone the way that you don't expect.
Yeah.
Even for people around me, friends, family.
Yes.
It's like, so even for my wife, I just one day decided that I wanted something different, and she was shocked.
Oh, wow. So I can imagine for her to process that as well, because it looks like we're going one direction.
Yes.
But then it's like things change.
That's it. After giving up business, everything, then things change. But what I will say is that, I'm not a deep thinker. I don't carry a lot of baggage. I'm a very easygoing person.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
That's
so
my
I'm not complicated. You know what I mean? For example, there are many things. It's not good not to plan, but sometimes one has to be careful not to overplan. So, for example, in making many of these decisions, I was not planning. For example, I didn't plan and see, how am I going to survive after... being full time in the work of God, that means you have to start all over again. Exactly.
Wow.
So I didn't really think through it. But what I learned about knowing God, having a true relationship with God, that was paramount. I didn't want to lose that. That I believed without even knowing, but there was such a strong faith inside me. To be honest, now I just see the grace of God. That says, you will be fine. Time will tell. Don't worry.
Because it's not easy.
No, it's not.
It's go from one environment straight to the other to start again. It wasn't easy.
No.
Right? Even even with the people that are around you, it's not easy.
It's not, exactly.
And because obviously there could be maturity to deal with those on the altar making this change. If they do, it's a lot to kind of process. But you said, what, I have my relationship with God, we're gonna work this thing. And this is important because life can change at any time for us guys, or we can get like a new direction, a new journey. And the question is our confidence in the circumstance, or is our confidence in God?
That's it.
Right? That's it. Because we don't know the future. Right, but only God does.
It has to be in God. And when it's in God, and what carried me along all this, up till now, what has been helping me is that confidence in God. God never fails.
Can you look in the camera and say that one?
Yes, God never fails. He really never fails. I've seen that. It's 26 years now, more than 26 years.
Wow.
And I tell you, we fail God. We disappoint God. We let God down. Sometimes we don't trust Him. We let God down in many ways, but He's always so merciful. And I've seen that in my life, because the way things have panned out so far is that I don't deserve it. I did not deserve all this. I did not plan. But I've seen that He's so merciful. I've seen that every step I've been taking, He's been there.
Yeah. So that brings me to the next question. So now you've had to start from scratch, yeah? So we have our breakfast show talkers, and before I ask you this question, he says, Inetta says, good morning, everyone. Nice to see you on the program, Efe from Inetta. Sarah from Hackney says, okay, blah, blah, blah. Then we have Hepzibah. This was investing info. Okay, good. And Shazad Tyler says, thank you, Mr. Efe. Your words are so powerful and inspiring. Taligado. So now imagine this. So now you've come from one environment to the next, and you're starting from scratch.
Exactly, yes.
What's your next move?
Okay, the next move, because when I was I would say full-time, I had the passion to see people's life transformed, and I will go and buy things and see how that could help me, I remember I had different sort of magazines on franchises and everything.
Okay.
In order to help people, I really never thought I was going to need it myself one day.
So before, when you was full time on the altar, you would make yourself aware of things that's happening in terms of franchising, etc., to assist the people.
Exactly.
But now it's you having to rebuild that information.
What is important about this is that I never thought I would need it. I did not do it because I thought I would need it one day. And so, so what happened when I didn't have it? Then I got a franchise, one of the magazines. I saw they were advertising a franchise. And I thought, okay, I'm going to get one of these franchises. But the problem is, guess what the problem is?
Tell me.
No money.
Oi.
No money.
Money talks. Money talks, guys. Money talks.
So there was no money to get the franchise.
But that's interesting. It's like looking through it. Like, when we're a child and we look through all these different toys and everything that we want. We see the one that we want, and we're like, Ma, do you know what I mean? Like, where is it? We have a desire for something,
exactly,
but we don't have the means at that moment.
But I had faith.
Okay. Drop it like it's hot.
We went. I think the franchisor was in Manchester. So not that I think it was just a small town outside Manchester. So we drove there, and I said, "Look, I don't have the money, but I can bring business."
So what kind of franchise was it?
It was they were providing financial services like mortgages.
Okay.
Yes. So I said, look, I can bring business.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of people and I sold the idea to him.
So you pitched it to him. You pitched to him the idea.
Yes, exactly.
So you still went anyway. You didn't have the money, but you still went anyway. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And he agreed. Long story cut short, my idea was, I don't know if I think I can mention, there was a group who agreed to work with that idea, and it clicked, and we did very well. So I was one of the few people who was providing that.
Wow.
For the diaspora.
Gotcha.
So you had a lot of high net worth people, but they could not access some products just because a computer says no.
Wow.
But you bought their facilities, which sometimes are there for the ultra high net worth people who deal with private banks and all that. But they are that class that are not really ultra high net worth that are missing. And when you go to the mainstream financial institution, its computer says no.
That's right.
you know.
So you saw an opening in that market.
Exactly.
So you literally just came up. You didn't have the funds, but you received an idea.
Exactly. Yes.
This is
yes,
powerful.
Yes.
This is really powerful. So and it's really strong what you said earlier about the solution being inside of you.
That is it.
This is real proof of it. And many times, listeners, you're probably engaged in a circle of different things. You're engaged in something right now, and you probably something hasn't clicked yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A way to take things to the next level, but it's there. It's with you. And sometimes people give up too early.
Yes.
Right? They give up too early before the inspiration comes. You know, usually when your back's around the wall, against the wall, that's when the deep inspiration comes. When it's like,
Exactly.
it's nowhere to go. Your mind starts to, you know what I mean? And you get brave and you get courageous. So this is a really strong one. We've got our Breakfast Show talkers here. We have Jade's from Wolverhampton saying, yes, only God. That's why you don't give up on you or your goals, and be your own biggest fan when no one is clapping. So when you're doing this, you're kind of like, even you're in this fight alone, apparently.
Yes.
It looks,
Yes.
because you know what to do now, but now you need to roll up your sleeves and get on with it.
Exactly.
You know, and she's saying, like, sometimes we need to be our own biggest fan, even though we seem to be alone. You know, Mr. Efe, you know, two is an odd number. You know, when you have a film and you have 3 parts,
Yeah.
I think it'd be good if we could do one last part, just for this final part of the journey.
One last part. Okay.
Yeah. So if we can continue next Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
if we can continue, because right now you've given us some powerful nuggets. Even for example, right now, the courage to pitch your idea. Your idea might have sounded unusual, might have sounded crazy, but you pitched it with confidence.
Yes.
Yeah, with confidence, with your faith. You went there, you pitched it, and you won the guy over.
Exactly. Ended up parting with winning him over without paying a dime. But we ended up making more money than that together.
That's right. So we want to hear about that next week. Okay. Yeah, we want to hear about this next week. So guys, look, we're coming to the end of our show now, and I'm glad that we've had to stop here, because I like having Efe in the show. Actually, I've actually enjoyed having you on the show. Just because you got so many nuggets on your journey, and you know, the sincerity of your journey, like, it helps and educates us even more. And so guys, look, the world literally is our oyster. We really have to just go out there and make.
To
the
be
things
honest,
happen.
we have a treasure in God that we don't realize it, you know. And obviously, when I just speaking here, when I look back where God has taken me from, and the assets that we now have under management, to be honest with you, and what is just the mercy of God. It's nothing to do with me, honestly speaking. It's really nothing.
Yeah.
And that is why I really know that God is fair. And sometimes you may grow up in a certain background, or you don't have opportunity. That is not it. God is fair in the sense that He's giving each one of us our talent.
Wow.
So our victory is really within us. Our success within us. We just need to decide.
So look, this is what we're going to cover next week. We're going to finish up this story. Yeah, you're going to take us step by step, right? Challenges, things that went well, things that didn't go well, because we want to learn from you.
I lost 25,000 pounds.
So we're going to find out how that happened. Okay, and also what we're going to find out is we're going to find out how to keep yourself, how to preserve your heart. Right, because you know, when we start getting successes, one of the things I've always said is that when we get the claps, because we had the battle, then we win, and then eventually when we have to win, we get the claps, and that's even where we're in more danger of losing ourselves. That's when we're in more danger of our heart being full of its own things, and we can lose the plot. You know, so. You know, after we go through your story next week, you're gonna give us tips on how to keep yourself,
okay,
so that God can trust us with a lot more.
Sure.
Yeah. So guys, this is gonna be very powerful. So thank you so much, Mr. Efe, for being with us this morning.
Pleasure.
Yeah, fighting through the rain, you made it here.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. It's a pleasure, you know, to remind myself as well of where I came from. Really.
Wow. It's strong things.
Yeah.
And thank you, Dr. Shad, for being a great man of sound this morning.
For having me.
All right, and I want to thank you, dear listeners, for being with us today. Remember, where's my backing track? Yeah, you have to smooth it out, man. That's it.
just kinda, you know.
You don't done my party. We just have to smooth it. All right. So I want to thank you as well, dear listeners, for being with us today and for your energy and contribution to the show. Remember, you can revisit the first part of the show with Mr. Efe. Just visit youtube.com/c/Robust Life TV. All right. Definitely check it out so you can catch up, and also other programs that we have our other guests. Tomorrow on the show, we're going to be having the dynamic duo of health, wellness, and success joining us. Patrina 10 will be going through the book analysis of Bulletproof Dating, which has been absolutely phenomenal. If you're married, if you're single, the psychology, the communication that we are learning, the tools from that book is amazing, and you don't want to miss this one. You want to get your notepad and pen ready. You are on the globe, start your morning right. Monday to Friday from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. UK time. Join Robert Ashite and Hercules, your man of sound. Connect online Monday to Friday with special guests for inspiration, motivation to start your morning right. Music, banter, fun and laughter. Connect when you start your mornings with The Breakfast Show. Only on libertyradio.co.uk. That's right, The Breakfast Show is back. libertyradio.co.uk from 6:30 a.m.